soccer fans, welcome back to Everything Naija Football, where we talk about the latest happenings right here in Ekiti. I believe the shores of Ekiti, we talk about what is going on in Nigeria and sports. A couple of new developments as regards the Super Falcons of Nigeria ahead of that clash with Ethiopia. We talk about what transpired over the weekend in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and we also talk about what to expect next weekend. And also we take a look at Nigerian players in diaspora, how they fared over the weekend. Some were involved in goal contribution, some scored, while some have provided assist. My name is Joshua Ojo. I'm being joined this day by Young J. He makes a debut on this particular show, and together we'll do justice to these stories that we have right here. It's good to have you here, Young J. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, Joshua. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you for hosting me. Now let us look at the world of football. Let us address the trending issues.
Alright, now we begin the conversation now from the Super Falcons setup, where we understand Osinachi Ohale, Regina Otu, as well as Christy Uchebe and they have all pulled out from that particular contest with Ethiopia. This is a match that was bid to take place next weekend between Nigeria and Ethiopia. Whoever qualifies between the two-legged ties, we advance into the Paris 2024 Olympics to be staged next year. And now we'll quickly look at what this could mean for the Super Falcons. Also, Oyene Deze has officially replaced Alimatu Ayinde. Now, let me come to you, Young J. Ohale, Otu, and Uchebe, as well as Ayinde, will be missing out in this particular clash. What do you make of this? Would you say this is a big blow to the Super Falcons setup, considering the fact that they need to pick up that qualification to be in Paris 2024?
Talking about Ohale, Ayinde, and Uchebe, it will be a very big problem for the team, considering their last performance in the last World Cup. So I really don't know how the coach can go about that. But let us wait and hear from the coach.
All right, now we're hoping to see proper replacements, because when you talk about how pivotal and how essential these players are to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, you would say that you give it to them anytime, any day. Christy Uchebe was fantastic in the last Women's World Cup that was held in Australia and New Zealand. He was one of the important players in that particular squad. They also talk about Alimatu Ayinde. He was not a part of the squad in the first match, but when he came on in the second match, when we defeated Australia, you saw how she was able to bring stability into that particular setup. And also you're talking Regina Otu, who is a combative midfielder. Over time she has been consistent, but then she missed out in the last Women's World Cup. Esther Oyene is coming in, that plays for FC Robo Queens this time around for Alimatu Ayinde. It's a welcome development. She has been fantastic. She represented Nigeria at the cadet level under 20, where she did very well for herself. We're looking to see how these players can integrate into the national setup. Away from that, now we'll quickly talk about other stories right here in the African Football League. Timber SC went down in history for the first team to concede a goal in as far as African Football League is concerned. But it's not about conceding the goal, it's about the mentality to always fight back anytime that you concede a goal. And prior to that particular match, they conceded first, but they were able to come back. They put 2 goals past Egyptian Giants, talking about Halali, but the match ended in a 2-2 draw. Other results we saw, Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa are beating Pedro de Luanda of Angola, and also Democratic Republic of Congo Giants. We're talking about TP Mazembe, were able to beat Esperance of Tunisia by Longo. But Nigerian representative bow to Wydad Casablanca of Morocco by Longo right there in Uyo. An error by Olonoleke Ojo cost a penalty, and then it was coolly converted by the Moroccans. All the effort for Enyimba FC to get back into that particular contest proved abortive as they searched for goals and they could not actually find the back of the net. It ended 1-0 in Uyo. Lots of fans in Nigeria are not too happy with that particular result. And one particular talking point right there is the saga when we understand that Innocent, this Jesse, was handwritten instead of a proper plating. And we have a lot to talk about now. Young J, quickly, let us talk about Enyimba FC performance. Over the period of time, we've known Enyimba to be a very good side. When you're talking about Nigerian football, they are the most successful side in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and now they've struggled. Beat Wydad Casablanca, 8-time NPL champions, have won the CAF Champions League twice in 2002 and 2003 successively, and now they bow to Wydad Casablanca. Prior to that particular match, we could actually reflect on those glory days where they won the CAF Champions League. They used to pick up the best players across different teams playing in the league, but now it's looking like Enyimba is just a team, and a team can just come out when it comes to continental stage to beat.
Oh, I can only relate Enyimba's case to Manchester United case. Enyimba seems to be the modern Manchester United where any team can just play. So I'm not so surprised. I'm not surprised, but let us just give them time. It's a matter of time. So I hope they come back to their usual selves.
Yeah, but talking about giving them time, a lot of football fans actually expecting you to continue to give us results week in, week out, and now you being paraded the highest level, continental stage, and you cannot even give football fans right here in Nigeria, the result that we're expecting. Do you think we should still stick with this, or I think it's high time we start calling for their heads?
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. We should not expect you yourself. You said it earlier that even small teams now beat them often. So it's a matter of time. So let us leave the head out of it for now.
All right, now away from that, let us quickly address the issue of a particular player right there for Enyimba. Talking about Innocent, that played out for Enyimba. The story reaching us is that Gabriel was registered as Enyimba's number 5, but CAF made an error while inputting the number data, registering him as number 3, and Innocent could only use his printed shirt club that has actually made up for him in an unforeseen scenario. Now, a lot of fans have actually come for Enyimba's chairman, talking about the legendary Papilo known as Nwankwo Kanu, saying that after signing that deal with Stake.com, that Enyimba still struggled to have a proper plating of names and number at the back of these jerseys for players. Now, who would you say it's his fault? Now, you registered Innocent as jersey number 5 for the MPFL League, and now going into the CAF registered him as a number 3. Should these things not be addressed even properly before the match? Who would you blame here, Young J?
Well, regarding about the Innocent issue, I think the head should be blamed.
You mean the body of Enyimba?
Yes, the body of Enyimba. Yes, they are the one. They should be blamed, because how would a player be registered as
jersey number 5?
Jersey number 5, yes, and
being registered as jersey number 3 in the CAF.
In fact, it is so disappointing. Association should address the issue, because it's so embarrassing. So I think the club's body should be blamed specifically for that.
All right, now a lot of fans have actually called out and actually said a couple of negative words. Enyimba is embarrassing the country in the continent, not only for their loss against Wydad Casablanca, but then the club literally used hand to write name of and the number on the player jersey, which is absolutely ridiculous. Away from Enyimba story now, we'll talk about the new date that has been announced for the return leg of Wydad Casablanca in Morocco. Enyimba lost, as we've said earlier, by Lungo, and the players are geared up. Even when Nwankwo Kanu was talking to the press, he said he has made it known to the players that they should go out to Morocco and look for how they can pick up the win. That it's not over yet until it is over. Enyimba chartered a flight, but then it was delayed by the Moroccans, and now the date has been shifted. The Moroccan authorities have deployed ugly taxes to frustrate Enyimba FC as Nigerian flag bearer in the ongoing African Football League. The media manager of Enyimba FC, David Orji, said in a statement on Tuesday in Lagos that Enyimba are saddled with the task of cancelling and the 1-0 deficit against Wydad Casablanca of Morocco in the second leg encounter to be staged in Morocco, Casablanca at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. As per midnight on Monday, the People's Elephants were still stranded at the Muritala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. Now, let us talk about how this can be of a negative impact to Enyimba. Now, Young J, would you say that these players had their minds prepared going into that particular contest, and now their flights have been delayed, it has been rescheduled? The fighting spirit that they have in them going into that proper contest, would you say it will decline mentally, psychologically? Do you think this will get to the players and affect them in a negative way?
Well, it is going to affect them. It will bring down their spirit a bit. Their spirit will be declined. But I still think there is something they can do. They can just go there, be optimistic that yes, we can do it, and get it done. So even though their spirit would have been declined, but I know they can still do it. So I expect them to bring out something positive from that angle.
All right, we're hoping to see what Enyimba can actually do when they take on Wydad Casablanca in a rescheduled fixture in that particular African League quarterfinals going on in African football body. Away from that, now we go to MPFL, where we understand matches were upon us over the weekend. Niger Tornadoes kick off the week with a lone goal bashing of their opponent. Also, we saw Sporting Lagos picking up a vital win in that Southwestern derby. Akwa United troubles continues as they struggle to pick up maximum points against Shooting Stars of Ibadan, despite creating lots of chances. And also in Kano State, Sani Abacha Stadium, the fans had to wait till 92 minutes before they could see a goal courtesy of that struck from Kano Pillars captain, talking about Rabiu Ali from the penalty spot. They defeated former champions. Now, let's begin the conversation now, Young G, from Akwa United and Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars went to Eket Township Stadium to face Akwa United. Akwa United basically have struggled this season. They are yet to pick up a win, and this is the fourth game, only 2 draws, as they've lost 2 games to Bayelsa United and also Enyimba. Now it's a sad one. Fatai Osho, the coach right there, has been frustrated despite his boys creating bulk of chances and 9 goal attempts. 6 were on target, they couldn't manage to score any goal. Shooting Stars struggled, but then it ended in a barren draw. Decent result for Shooting Stars. Frustration continues for Akwa United. What do you make of this?
Regarding Akwa United, let me just say they are just kind of unlucky. Yes, they are unlucky because they having 9 shots is an average game, it's an average outing. So they tried, they just seems to be unlucky. And to Shooting Stars, getting a point out of Akwa United, it's a nice game for them. But I think Akwa United just need to up their games.
Let's talk about the match that was decided at the Sani Abacha Stadium. It was a battle of 2 former champions, Rivers United and Kano Pillars. Statistically, you give it to Kano Pillars, but then they struggled to score, having 11 goals attempts and 4 shots on target, but they were unable to score any. But the goal came in the 92nd minute from Rabiu Ali. Before we talk about Kano Pillars, let's talk about Rivers United. 2 seasons ago, they were the champions of the MPFL, and now going to Kano, they struggled to play good football. The possession was not even, at their favor. They struggled a lot when they were facing the Pillars of Kano, and now they lost by a lone goal. What do you make of Rivers United performance? Do you think they should have done better or give up a good fight with Kano Pillars?
They tried against Kano Pillars. It wasn't that easy playing against Kano Pillars. So to me, kudos to them. I can't classify that as a below average game. So kudos to them. They really tried against Kano Pillars.
All right. No away wins. In a total of 13 goals were scored, and the match was postponed due to the continental engagement of Enyimba FC. Niger Tornadoes, we talked earlier that Yahuza Balago made the difference between them, and Akwa United's troubles, we talked about it, continues as they were held at home by Shooting Star, having created bulk of chances but couldn't find the back of the net. We talk about how Pillars were able to edge out Rivers United in Kano by Lungo, and prior to that goal that Rabiu Ali scored, he has now set a new record of 110 Nigerian Premier Football goals scored, and no player has ever achieved this particular feat. Rabiu Ali right there doing a legendary stuff. I will say congratulations to Rabiu Ali. Bay United condemns Bendel Insurance to the first ever defeat this season. We could recall that last season Bendel Insurance were the longest streak of an unbeaten team when they just got back from the NNL. Now Gombe United are beating 2 top sides who played at the Super 6 last season, beating Enyimba, and now they've defeated Bendel Insurance. What a feat from them. Now Lobby Stars maintained an unbeaten run after beating Habia Warriors by 2-0 in Lafia. Liman Amadou and Dambani scored right there. Now we quickly talk about the Southwestern Derby, where we saw action unfolded. The Raymond Star Sports Club Stadium in Ikene. 2-1 in ended, courtesy of that goal from Sikiru Alimi from the spot in the second half, secured that 3 points for Raymond Stars FC. Now, quickly, Young J, let me come to you now. You look at this match, these 2 teams, statistically, you will give it to them. These are the 2 most tactically sound teams when you're talking about Nigerian Premier Football League. And now, Sporting Lagos had the bulk of possession, but then it wasn't just that. They were quite unfortunate after going up on front by Aluku's goal in the 27th minute. But then, Raymond Stars were able to respond. 10 minutes later, it shows how good and the resilience that they actually showed. What do you make of this match? 2-1 ended. between Remo Stars and Sporting Lagos?
Regardless of the results, I'll give the credits to Sporting Lagos because considering the fact that they just came into the league and they play a very nice football. Looking at the football games statistic, they give all their best, but sometimes it's not just about the trial, it is about luck. So but regardless of the results, I'll give the credits to Sporting Lagos. Look at the statistic. They had no yellow card and they had more of the goal attempts, even though more of it went to off targets, but they really tried. So it was really a nice Western derby. Yes, so I'll give the credits to Sporting Lagos.
Now going forward, would you say that Sporting Lagos should work more? Look at their shot on off targets, 9, having a total of 12 goal attempts. Now, only 3 were on target. 9 off target goals. Do you think they should actually work more on themselves?
Yes, they should. They just need to be more clinical. They need to work on their finishing. I think that is just what they really need for now. They are a very good side. So kudos to them once again.
Alright, now away from that, we talk about the latest development that we hear from the Nigerian Premier Football League, and this is about another club that is familiar with paying fines, talking about Kano Pillars. And the management of the Nigerian Premier League on Monday has fined Kano Pillars the sum of 1 million naira for the supporters' encroachment onto the field of play during the match day 4 against Rivers United. Now, that development, Heartland FC of Owerri, the Nazi Millionaires, were also issued a stand warning to curb restive acts of their supporters and advised to organize reorientation for the supporters to inculcate them in the spirit of fair play. The Nigerian Premier Football League reached the respective decision conveyed to separate summary jurisdictions. Notices announced on Monday why Kano Pillars supporters were found to have jumped the barriers onto the field of play to celebrate their 93rd minute goal in the encounter at Sani Abacha Stadium. After reviewing the report from the match officials, the NPFL charged the club with a breach of rule of B13.1A. The club was consequently ordered to pay the fine within 14 days. One, that failure to comply with this, there will be stipulated time to consider the continuous breach of NPFL frameworks and rules. For Heartland FC of Owerri, the memo has been given to them that disturbance has been expressed and reservations over the behavior of the fans holding back players and officials in the stadium after the match as of stage. Quite ridiculous. Now, quickly, let us talk about standings after match day 4. We'll quickly look at how the table looks like. We understand that Remo Stars now tops the log with 9 points from 4 games, closely followed by Lobby Stars of Makurdi with 8 points from 4 games. Rangers International third on the log with 7 points, same points with Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Fifth on the log is Bendel Insurance. Gombe United follow with, as well as Plateau United and Niger Tornadoes, as well as Kano Pillars, all having 6 points respectively. Abia Warriors as well having 6 points. Sporting Lagos occupies the 11th position with 5 points, same points with Katsina. Kwara United that occupies 13th position on the log, while Doma United is 14th on the log, having played 3 games. Rivers United 15th on the log, a home familiar position for former champions. Now Sunshine Stars of Akure are 16th on the log. Heartland FC of Owerri, as well as Enyimba and Bayelsa United with Akwa United in the relegation waters. We hit the brakes now very quickly, and when we return, we'll go straight to how players in Nigeria fared over the weekend. We'll talk about Nigerian players in diaspora. Osi Simon provided an assist. Ademola Lookman scored for Atlanta in that 2-0 win over Genoa. We'll talk about Kelechi Iheanacho finding the back of the net. Also, Chiamaka Nnadozie was in between the sticks for Paris FC as they defeated their opponent by 6-0. Also, Rafiat Timuron got on the score sheet for Stade de Reims. We'll talk more about this. Stay right here with us, don't go nowhere. Welcome back to Everything Nigeria Football. Quickly, before we went on break, we were talking about Nigerian Premier Football League and what to expect this weekend. We understand the fixtures will be upon us on Saturday, 29th of October, where Abia Warriors will welcome Heartland FC. Bayelsa United will be up against Kwara United. Sporting Lagos will entertain Niger Tornadoes in Lagos, while Enyimba will be up against Remo Stars. Shooting Stars will face Doma United, while Bendel Insurance in Benin will welcome Akwa United. Enugu Rangers will play against Kano Pillars, and Rivers United will entertain Lobby Stars. Gombe United will play Plateau United as well. Katsina United will also face Sunshine Stars of Akure. Now, away from there, now we talk about Nigerian players in diaspora. Samuel Kalu scores for his club, Lucien Sport, in Switzerland, and they pick up a point away from home. Iheanacho also scores in Leicester City, a 3-1 win over their opponent, and Moses Simon backs assist in Nantes, 2-0 win. Ademola Lookman also scoring for Atlanta, opened the goal right there in the second half before his teammate, put the icing on the cake to make it 2-0 as they move to 6th on the log. Asisat Oshoala scored a brace in Barcelona's win over Granada. 6-1 ended, and guess what? She paid a tribute to the Nigerian musician that died a couple of weeks ago, talking about Mohbad. Rafiat Tumuron also scored against Stade de Reims. Nadozie kept a clean sheet yet again for Paris FC in the 6-0 win. Now, Young J, quickly, let's talk about a couple of players of Nigeria in diaspora. Iheanacho got on the scoring sheet. He scored again. Before the international break, he scored for Leicester City, and now he's back with them. And coming from the bench, a 3-1 he ended. What do you make of Iheanacho's recent performance?
Well, I'm glad with Kelechi Iheanacho. His recent performance has really been intriguing, and I really hope he can just keep that up till the commencement of African Cup of Nations. Well, he's a very good player. So let us hope he keep his consistency.
Alright, this is where we hit the brakes for this week, and next week we will be back here for another refreshing package of updated sporting stories. Young J, it was nice doing this one with you. I do hope I see you again next time.
Of course. Thank you, Josh.
Do well to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube so that you get to see a notification whenever we drop a new video. This is where we'll stop this week. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.